Bridges We Burned podcast coming at you.
Shit, dude.
Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
calm down. Calm down.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited
But
to
we
be
have to have
recording for you.
Yeah, but we have to have an intro music. Dun, 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 dun.
Mark,
Dun,
the intro
dun,
music is done in post. It's like you've never done this before. We've never done this before. Why?
No, this is our intro music now. This is what I've decided because it's 50% me. This is the music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
I'm not feeling that. There needs to be way more funk into that.
Okay.
Like just a
Don't.
much deeper.
Don't.
I said funk, Mark, not cello.
Oh,
I don't need slapping the bass. This fucking guy. Oh my God. Oh, hello. Welcome, friend. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Wait, are you talking to me or are you talking to the crowd? Because the crowd's pretty dead right now. So I'm doing pretty good.
Crowd.
Dude,
I don't think you and I constitute as a crowd.
not anymore. So,
Well, right. Yeah, when we were 3 people, it was. But now that I'm only 1.5 people.
I know, dude. You got me so excited. You see your jawline. I turn to the side. I have my beard line.
I was like, look, it's real. I didn't even know I had a jaw.
Yeah, dude.
All I ever thought that I had were chins. I mean, the microphone does a tremendously good job of blocking out my now single double chin, which it was. I did have a double chin, like a McDouble chin,
Yeah.
or an In-N-Out double chin.
Well, that's why I have the beard, so it hides
Animal
everything.
style.
Look at this. It just looks pitch black.
Yeah, well, not all of us can grow fucking facial hair, Mark.
Bridges We Burn podcast, where you can grow facial hair.
That's the entire point of the whole podcast, is just to give Alex shit because he can't grow facial hair.
It's okay. Look at your luscious locks. It's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
looking pretty good.
I was like, it's hard to see with all the black and the black on the soundboarding, but
Yeah, but
it's so fucking curly. Look how curly it is on the white. Shit is so ridiculous. You see this? It's like just
What do you
nothing.
mean?
Naturally that curly. I just shit
80s
is
porn
literally
star?
obscene. Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I gotta brush. Well, I haven't brushed it out after getting out of hot yoga today, so I showered it. I did brush it with a comb, but like I didn't brush it with a brush. So whenever I like leave it wet and let it dry, it does like these fucking Jerry curls.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, it's
hysterical.
okay. You just gotta brush the luscious locks. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go easy, daddy. Easy.
Dude, there's so much hair brushing. That's the worst. That is the worst part about having, that and the hundreds of dollars that you spend on hair products. But this is easily the worst. Actually, you know what? Blow drying. Is probably the worst part. You don't understand.
I just wear a
You don't
hat.
understand, bro. When you got this much hair, like I'm not kidding you. My hair when I pull it straight down in front of my face, literally goes to like the middle of my neck at this point. You don't get it. You don't get it, bro. You don't get it until you got it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, every woman out there that has hair longer than her shoulders, God bless you. Because I don't even know how the fuck you handle all that. And especially it's like I'm a guy, so I can wear my hair and be like, oh yeah, like hopped out of the shower and it's like fucking natural and frizzy and shit, right? Like, but like you, sweetheart, you walk out the shower like that, get the fuck out. You go back into your house.
Well, she
That
kind of looks
probably
like.
sounds sexist as shit, but it's just there's a different standard. It's different.
Yeah, she'll look like that girl from The Ring. Yeah, she'll
I don't
start
know
looking
if
like the
enough
girl from
people.
The
I
Ring.
don't think that anyone's gonna watch this, so I don't think being sexist is a big deal. Maybe we clip that part. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see if that haunts me later on in life. Odds are that's a yes. Speaking of things that haunt us, should we talk about Jimmy?
Oh no, dude, we gotta blur out his name.
Like,
James.
Don't you fucking bring it up. Don't you fucking bring that incident up. I know what you're talking about, Alec, and if you bring it up, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what Mark's face says.
Yeah, we gotta wait till like episode 45 at least. 45 is a solid number.
I desperately want to tell you all what happened when we were in high school roughly around the same date. I'll tell you later.
Well, that's why I said 45.
Well,
So,
I see what you did there. Oh,
right?
yeah, that's it. 45 in
Mm.
the 20th century.
Hmm.
Somebody will put that puzzle together. It'll probably be Jimmy. If Jimmy sees us, he'll definitely put that puzzle together.
Hey, Jimmy, if you're gonna try to reach out now, the first thing you're gonna get back from us is an NDA, so you're good to go.
Oh, it's so much funnier to watch yourself do that. So close to spitting
Dude.
water all over the screen. Fuck, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
All right, man. Well, you are prepping and ready and getting ready and getting got in the gym right
Yeah.
now to
Dude,
hit this
so
motherfucking meet, which I will be attending New Orleans
hell
April
yeah,
30th
dude.
through May 2nd. For anyone that wants to come out and see me live, give me a phone call because there's nowhere I'm going. I'm just a waste of space at this point. So,
Well,
anyways,
technically, no one knows you're fucking going besides the people here. Literally, you're.
exactly. It's a look. I like to keep an air of mystery about myself. You'll notice if you try and do any research on who I am as a human being, I don't exist, and I love that.
Yeah, dude, he's a ghost. He just
My
buys stock and he just disappears.
my aunt the other day was like, I tried to look you up on the internet, and the only thing I could find was your criminal record. And I was like, I don't even have a criminal record. She's like, I know. That's why it was disconcerting. I was like, I fucking hate you. Like, oh God.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
that's what's you either have to find me on Facebook from a post that was 10 years ago, or figure out which of the 9 accounts that I currently hold with either one picture or a picture that's not of me.
Yeah,
Which
dude.
one of
See
those
there.
is me? Yeah, it's a long road.
But that's good. That's good to have a co-host in this that you can't find, that you
I
can't
don't
reach out to. So,
I
there's
don't think
no,
that that's
you
good.
know,
We're working on the social media presence, people. That's something that is upwards and
yeah.
onwards incoming here. So don't fret too much. Your lovable boy will be accessible through multiple and various stages of social media as soon as I figure the fuck out how to manage my time to actually do that. So
Yeah, right. We have a lot on our plate. Like you have a lot with work. You're trying to fix yourself just as much as me. I have a lot of work and then trying to do this meet. But at least we do have that weekend next week just to hang out. You get to
yeah,
see
that'll be
me
fun.
lift weights with a bunch of sweaty dudes,
Yep,
and some
that's
females.
exactly what I travel across the country for, to watch sweaty dudes lift heavy weights.
Yes, yes,
This
that's
is
my
my
new
life.
life. So,
Help,
yes.
help, help me. Make this a reality for us, please. I need something to take off desperately right now.
Right? But
one of my
dude, it should. What?
one of my coworkers earlier today is like, he's like, hey, uh, the next time that you go in to dispute your salary, make sure that you ask for enough money to work 50 hours a week. I
Holy
was like,
shit.
all right, look here, motherfucker. I had to get in. I had to be in the office by 8 o'clock. Well, I had to be in the office by 8 o'clock. Normally, I roll in about 9 with the new place because
Yeah.
I don't have to be in until 9 o'clock anymore. So that's awesome. And it works out super well because I usually leave about 5 because of yoga. And like yoga's
Mm-hmm.
like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I'll leave like 4:45, 5:15, and I called them earlier today because it was 5:15, and normally my guys leave at like 2:30, and it was 5:15, and there was still a full mobilized concrete crew on site pouring tilt-up panels, and I was like,
Jesus.
I don't think these guys were supposed to be working overtime today. Like I knew they were working a little bit, but 3 hours is pushing it.
Yeah.
And I called them and I was like, hey, are these guys doing like an all-nighter or something like that? Is that why they're still out here? And he's like, no, probably not. Which is, in Justin speak, why the fuck are you calling me? Why didn't you just walk over there and ask them? And I knew as soon as he answered like that, I was like, hung up the phone, was like, he's going to give me a bunch of shit about calling him at 5:15. He's like, and sure as shit, 8 minutes later, he's like, you almost had to work longer than an 8-hour day today. And I was like, I know, shit was scary. I was like, I came this close. I came that close. This fucking guy. This guy.
Dude, don't be
I
calling
work
people
longer
that
than
early.
8-hour days, everyone. At
Welcome
least,
to
well,
my
I
life.
mean, I did before
Yeah.
I got off of Circa. Now that I'm off of Circa, if I work longer than 8 hours,
That's saying
there's something
Yeah.
seriously wrong. No, it's just that the project that I'm working on right now is just significantly slower as far as
Okay. It's not,
shit that needs to get done. So, it doesn't require me to be there more than 8 hours a day. Like I get all my stuff done realistically in like 6 hours a day. So I spend at least 2 hours a day, shooting the shit or random phone calls with freaking subcontractors for no reason or
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah,
those
so
are a
it's
lot of
not that bad
etceteras.
though. Yeah, but it's not as much as this though.
What is going
For
on with your fucking face
Yeah,
there?
so for a visual, I have this thing that I do is I just keep blinking. I think it's just because my eyes are so like dry. I
It's
just
not
get.
getting better. I don't know why you keep doing it.
Oh, I
You're
was
gonna
just
wind up.
trying to
You're gonna become a meme if you don't cut it out. You just
really.
like, yeah, it was. Yeah, it's that bad. It
Oh
looks that bad
shit.
on your screen too. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh god.
dude.
Yeah,
But anyways,
it's a long week, man. Well, I mean,
yeah,
8-hour workday isn't that bad, but then you tack on, an hour, a 75-minute yoga class onto that, and
yeah,
then the fact that you drive to work, which takes half an hour, and then you drive to yoga, that takes half an hour, and then you drive home from yoga, that takes half an hour. So there's another hour and a half plus that 75 minutes. So there's another basically 2.5 hours tacked onto your 8-hour day, and then you wake up at 6 a.m. to be there for 9, and that's like getting ready for work, meditating, all that kind of shit.
yeah,
So rocking and rolling, I'm getting home at 8:30 after 14 hours. Like, come home, eat dinner, let's record a podcast.
yeah, dude. That.
And
But
then I
the
gotta
thing
be in
is,
bed by 10:30. It's like, where does the day go?
no, but
So
that's the beauty of it all, though. We're slowly finding that balance. I mean, we do have that balance. We're just adding new things to this balance that we have to start teetering, tottering. You know what I'm saying?
well, it's funny because this is the most busy I've probably ever been outside of college
Hmm.
when I was working and I was going to school at the same time.
Yeah,
And this is probably this is the happiest that I've ever been, being the busiest that I've ever been. And
yeah,
it's precisely because the busyness is a direct result of things that I'm choosing to be present in, right? To be
yeah,
a part of. Like it's all stuff that I want that I'm doing in order to better myself and
yeah,
to make my station better. So there's this inherent value to, when you're not trying to be busy, when you are worried about not having enough time. Like we used to worry about that constantly. I used to talk about
Oh
this all the
yeah,
time.
dude.
Like back in the day, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, if I
Dude,
wasn't
we
getting in
never
at
had
least
time. Yeah,
3 hours of playing a video game a day, like I couldn't relax. I couldn't
yeah,
decompress. And it took time. It took a couple of years to get out of that habit and to realize that like I could find that decompression while doing things that actually benefited me, as opposed to doing things solely for the sake of enjoying it in that moment,
yeah,
and not getting any net positive gain from that moving forward into the future. So, now I'm doing things that I enjoy in the moment and things that are benefiting me in my future, that are benefiting my health, that are benefiting my state of mind. So I all for, as I slap my microphone, slapping the bass.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah, all for the busyness. Honestly, if you can find some shit to keep you actually like happily busy,
yeah,
yes,
dude. Then all
yes,
for it,
my
dude.
thumb is not on the screen. 100%. Yeah,
Well,
it's
same. dude. I found that same kind of balance that like I thoroughly enjoy work.
Right.
So even if I work, that short snippet I just sent you an hour ago of my work schedule for next week, even if it looks long and crazy and ridiculous, I enjoy it. And I still, I lift and I do all this stuff and I thoroughly enjoy it. So it keeps me busy, but it keeps me happy.
Right.
So finding that
Right.
balance of like we add new things to it. Like, if we decide to play Dungeons and Dragons,
I don't know
that make
what
us
sort
happy.
of twisted fucking world two grown ass men would ever decide to play Dungeons and Dragons in, but dude, Sunday at 3:30 is not the time that we're doing that.
I know, dude. Don't knock Bo Jackson until you try it.
Bo Jackson. Oh, is that? Are we going for another? We're going for another Bo. Jesus Christ. He's like, oh, I'm gonna make it different characters. I'm gonna mix it up. You can't
His
name
name
him
is
the
Bo
exact same thing.
Jackson.
Oh, Bo Jackson, as opposed to what was his name before? Bo
Bo Jackson.
Jax. I
Yeah.
hate you so much. His name is Bo Jackson. What are you gonna run? Do you know what you're gonna run yet?
Oh, I was looking at it. I kind of want to be a paladin this time.
Okay, just to let you know, Jesse's a paladin. You could totally be a paladin. There are a bunch of different subsects of paladin.
But I'm a
Like,
cooler paladin.
well, yeah, but I mean,
I will
that's
crush
just rude.
Jesse.
Don't assume that you'll automatically be a cooler paladin than Jesse. He's a dwarf.
But look at me in real life. I'm cool.
You're insulting. Look at me, Brit. You see what I have to deal with. Do you see what I have to? Even half a country away, I still have to deal with this bullshit.
You're dealing with Bo Jackson, so you're
You're
not,
dealing with both. Oh God. All right.
he's a
So
he's a powerlifting paladin shapeshifter.
what?
Yeah.
What? What? He's a powerlifting shapeshifter. That's
Yeah.
okay.
His charisma is like plus 80.
It's your fucking dude.
Dude.
I'm pretty sure paladins are strength, constitution class. No, wisdom. I don't know. I don't remember. Look,
Yeah.
for everybody out there that even has an halfling of an inkling of an idea what we're talking about, I'm running as DM because no one else will ever do this because they all hate me. So I don't ever get to play as a character. But we haven't played in a while, so I have to remember all of these things that I've put in the back of my head and inside of a tiny drawer. I have to dig all that shit out and go back and read all the rules and all that kind of crap. I've been watching Critical Role for like the last week and a half, so
Yeah.
I'm like 14 hours deep into a Critical Role campaign trying to like watch Matt Mercer give me advice on, well, not really advice, but just watch him and develop some different stuff for the campaign. So I was trying to work on
Yeah.
that. Well, I was working on it for a little bit last night, and I totally came up with an angle to fuck over the other idiots. It's going to be great. I can't wait till they watch this retrospectively because they have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
Bruh. They don't know.
Bruh.
I'm, ooh. I got the hiccups.
Yeah.
They're getting ambushed, and then I'm torturing
Oh,
them.
shit.
I'm gonna torture them in mid-campaign if they survive.
No,
Which,
well, maybe they won't. So
well,
that's
they're
fine.
definitely not gonna survive with you not being there now. So
Yeah, because I'll be, my character in real life will be actually powerlifting. So,
don't act like you're too good for us because you have real life obligations. Okay, all right, Mark. Okay, all right. This is
okay.
I finally have my Sundays back, people. I started using a meal prep service, and I don't have to spend 12 hours going grocery shopping, making my meal prep list, kept balancing all my macros, and then cooking all my food and all that kind of nonsense and portioning it. This thing has been beautiful. Fresh and lean. I'm doing you a solid right now for all 4 people that are going to watch this.
Yeah.
Go to that website. Delicious. Their
O
food
o
is
only if you
well,
live in Vegas or
I
in,
mean, it's not like restaurant quality delicious, but like for a meal prep service, couldn't ask for more. A little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic. I need to get some condiments for my work, but très magnifique. Been
nice,
delicious.
dude. Hey, at least you got your Sundays back. You get to add a new
Oh my
activity,
god! I was gonna say
add to
that's why I
that
get to play
balance.
D&D. That's why I get to play
Yeah, dude.
D&D now because I decided to fucking pay an extra $80 a month or $80 a week instead of making my meals. Extra $80 a week goes to food. Okay,
Mhm.
sure. Sign me up.
Perfect, dude.
Sign me up, man.
So
Give me all sorts of fucking new abilities. I'm able to. I'll have a day to read. I'll have it's
yeah,
crazy.
dude.
All
But
sorts of stuff.
speaking of reading, your boy Bo Jackson picked up. Well, he downloaded an audiobook and I picked up a book. You know, Bo Jackson can't read like that. But dude, I'm diving in, man. I'm 27 chapters deep in the book I'm listening to.
Oh,
Oh
oh
yeah,
shit!
dude.
No kidding.
Shit, it's
So
pretty good.
your boy Mark has undertaken a new journey
Yeah.
at the behest of yours truly to start reading more and to develop
Mm-hmm.
not only his physical. I almost said
Physique.
physical physique. No, 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 no. You
Yeah.
can't say physical physique.
Yeah,
To
that's a
uh,
double
to
entendre.
to develop his physique, we're just gonna cut out that physical part. We're not, but it's embarrassing that I said physical physique. Um, drawing less attention to that. Instead of just chiseling his physique, he's going to start chiseling out the grooves in his gray matter and making some new neural pathways there.
Yeah,
So he
dude.
has
It's gonna be
he's
like
taken
this.
up. Right, right.
No, it's gonna
Uh,
connect, and then the neural pathway is gonna be like this.
we don't want the wave mark.
Oh,
That's a more accurate representation of what your neurons do.
like that.
If we're using our fingers to depict the complexity of the human brain, is much more accurate than wiggly, wiggly, wiggly.
Oh, you
Um,
didn't see it. Okay, enough sidetrack. But
I
yes,
was like,
yes,
stop it,
dude,
stop it.
I'm loving the book that I'm listening to
Yeah,
because it gives.
what are you listening to? Tell our viewers.
So I am listening to Stephen King's novel 11/22/63, which is
What's it about?
it's about a dude that goes back in time to stop the assassination of JFK.
Okay, okay. Time travel
Hmm.
and politics and Stephen King. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, dude.
Stephen King is usually not outside of like the horror genre. Well,
Yeah,
okay, I guess that's not totally true, but that's not. I don't feel like that's his niche. Is out is I mean thriller
yeah,
I guess, but like time travel politics that seems a little bit different.
yeah.
Sorry, you interrupted. Keep going though.
Oh no, but no, no. I think from aside from like the remakes of the movies or whatever, or like his other books, yeah, you're right. But in this one, it's like it dives down like what he's really good at, diving down into the psyche of the characters, which
Mm-hmm.
is like the thrilling and the scary part because it kind of starts unraveling where I'm at in the story. It's still not to the part to where you get to see like Oswald and everybody hear the story of their lives because he has to basically you're back in time to try to fix it, right? You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
fix that
Mm-hmm.
mistake in time. He's trying to do kind of like a one step, like okay, if this is gonna work, I need to fix this problem first. So he goes back in time to fix a problem that he knows that he can try to fix because he already heard the horror stories of it. So this is his guinea pig. So,
Right.
but the story of this is based off of a janitor that he. It's okay. So let's
Mark,
rewind.
pull your
Yes.
microphone a little bit closer to your face, will you?
Oh, but I can't. But I can't.
Can you turn it?
No, I
Can you?
cannot.
You can tilt it. You know, you got like the ability to rotate your silver thingy.
No, I'm good right here.
No,
I'm
good
good.
right. You're sounding a little bit wonky. That's all.
Oh no, it's editing will fix that out. So we'll
Editing will fix
continue.
it.
Yeah, there you go. So continuing into it. So let's rewind. So the story is that he's a high school teacher.
High school gym
Um,
teacher.
no, no, he's a high school lit teacher. So
Gym teacher.
he,
Right.
yeah, okay, yeah, he's pretty buff. So,
He's pretty buff. Literature wise, he's a fucking Magnus Opus.
yeah, dude.
That
But
didn't make
no,
any sense.
so he also teaches with high school, but he also teaches an adult class. So
What's that
people
guy?
trying
Is
to
it Magnus Magnuson? Is that what the powerlifter's name is?
Magnus Magnuson.
I
No.
might just be making shit up. That should be your D&D character name, Magnus Magnuson.
Okay, I don't want to be Richie Rich. So
Yeah, whatever. Because Bo Jackson's Oh, much better. Anyways, continue.
Dude,
Yeah,
way better.
he's a high school gym lit teacher.
Yeah, so he's a high school lit teacher, but on the side he also teaches adult literature, so people that are studying to get their
Oh,
GEDs.
all
Yeah,
right.
right?
Yeah, like your
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
No, 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 not 50. I wish.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
But yeah, he gets this essay from their high school janitor because the janitor is trying to get his GED. He reads
Oh, okay.
this.
Goodwill
Yeah,
Hunting. I got it. All
yeah,
right.
kind of, yeah. So he reads this, and it's this horrible, horrible story of, and he thought it was fake, but then he found out, comes to light. He's like, yeah, when I was a kid, my dad murdered my mom and all my siblings, and I was the only one alive. So the teacher's like, what? In this story,
Is
in
this a
this
real
essay,
story? It's a real
this is
story
the,
for this kid?
yeah, this is a real story for the kid. So so
Jesus.
here's just a short snippet of it. On Halloween, the kid, they were all about to go trick or treating. The dad's been separated from the family already.
Okay. Okay.
Halloween, the janitor, he decides to use the restroom before they leave.
Yep.
While he's
Yep.
in the
Janitor using the
restroom,
restroom.
yep, while he's using the restroom as a child, he hears screaming from his mom, his words saying, "You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing with that?" He runs out. He's frightened. He runs out to see what
Got his
happens.
dick in his hand.
Yeah, what? No. What? No,
Totally
but
went with it though.
yeah, dude. But no, as he runs out, he sees this. It's how Stephen King is, very descriptive. He sees his mother's brain splattered on the couch.
Like Epstein Island.
Yep. Then he sees his little brother's bashed in, and like his head's tilted on the chair, bloodied, and it's just this gore scene. And he has to fight for his life. And he
Who is he
gets his legs
fighting for his
broken.
life against? What the fuck killed the parents?
His dad.
Oh. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, his
Oh,
dad.
welcome to
Yeah.
Stephen King's thriller 11/23/62.
Okay.
Is that what it's called? I don't know what the name of it was.
You were off by a day and off by a year.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck me, not a history buff. Sorry,
Yeah,
JFK.
yeah. But no, but that's the start of the story. So he finds out that he can travel in time. So that's his guinea pig.
So now this is the janitor?
Yeah,
The
he's trying to
janitor?
save. Yeah, he's
As a
trying to save the
kid?
giant.
Watch his
Yes.
dad bashing his... Okay, all right. Did he kill his dad? How did he get out?
No. So the
He
neighbor.
traveled through time, huh?
Mhm,
He's
kind
yanking
of.
his pud so hard that he created a distortion in the time continuum. And then, right as he was about to walked through that distortion, wound up as a janitor in the future, catches he's only 11 years old, and his hand is permanently fused to his penis. That's a story.
Well,
That's a story.
this isn't the Marvel universe, so that's not the story.
No, that sounds way more DC, bro. That guy's going to team up with Aquaman almost assuredly.
Jesus. But yeah, but it's a really good story though. So that kind of like lured me into it a little bit more. I'm like, yo, man, this kind of fucked up, but I want to keep listening to it.
Right, all right,
So,
right,
but it's pretty good. I mean, I'm 27 chapters in.
That's
It's
a lot of chapters.
fuck yeah, dude. It's long. It fucking this is well, if I had the book, it's like 800 plus pages. So,
Right.
and
Hmm.
I like listening to the guy that's reading it. He
Wait,
does
what do you
yell
mean
at
if you had?
sometimes.
You mean if you had like the physical book?
Yeah, if I had the
Because
physical
you
book.
have the book. I mean, it's just the electronic copy of the book. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, but I don't turn to the thing anymore. It doesn't show the pages anymore. It
Oh,
kind of
you're
just
just
gives
looking
me
at
the
like the
lit.
percentage, huh?
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Right, right, right.
yeah,
Are you reading it? Do you read it like an ebook? Or no, you do the Audible and the ebook, huh?
yeah. So I
Or the
I do
audiobook
that.
and the ebook. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, but it's been really good. So it's been working. It's been working my brain. So and
Mm.
it helps me get through the day too. So I do like listening to podcasts and stuff, but it gives me a break from the podcast because I kind of binge my podcast, like how
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Mm-hmm.
binge TV shows and stuff. So this is a really good break, and it gets me thinking.
Well, it's a
So
nice. I think one of the reasons that I really enjoy reading is that it gives you a break from the opinions of other people, right? Like podcasts and that kind of jazz are great, But usually you're watching a podcast and it's a
Hmm.
conversation between two people. It's very, or I mean, there's always monologues and things like that that are semi-informative. But books are, especially fiction, inherently a creation of your own machinations, right? Like
Yeah.
you're taking the experience of reading, and that world is this is very similar to D&D. That world that you create, even though it might be based off of someone else's ideas,
Yeah.
ultimately becomes your own, right? Stephen King can only drive that narrative in your mind so much, but at the end of the day, your version of the story is your own. It's absolutely independent. So you're using every part of your creativity to visually or audibly, whatever it is that you do, recreate these events, recreate these
Yeah.
scenes, recreate these characters and where they're at. And that's why, an author like Stephen King, who's so good at plot driven schemes and foreshadowing and character development and interpersonal relations and just shocking you um, at an instinctual level almost through
Yeah.
the medium of the written word is it's fantastic because it takes you to a it's a totally different experience. It's exactly like D&D. D&D is purely auditory, right? It's
Hmm.
you're sitting at a table listening to a DM describe a world, and they're building that world in their head, off the top of their head most of the time, and they're building these experiences, they're building these things, and it's an exercise in creativity. It's an entirely different way of playing a game where you feel like you're in this grandiose adventure that's inside of your own mind, but at the same time, everybody else is participating into it. Everybody's adding to it. So there is a uniqueness that is lost in the translation from like a video or a video game to yourself, because you don't have to, you're not imagining that thing, right? When I'm
Yeah.
watching someone on a video, I'm listening to the words that they're saying, but very rarely is it like something where I have to imagine, right, some place that they're in or
Yeah.
whatever. It's very much just a
Yeah. It's just there. It's already there.
pay
Yeah.
attention here, and I'm so focused on the visual medium that I'm
You don't
listening to the
see.
right. You're getting the audio medium, but it's completely different when when there's nothing to look at but the words on the page. Then now you're creating in your brain and
Yes.
you're seeing it in your brain, and it's just a completely different experience. I mean, yeah, everybody knows what reading is like, but I feel like I don't talk to anybody that reads anymore,
Yeah.
uh, and it's oh, I just noticed that we actually have a timer.
Yeah.
So we're using a new recording software. A
Yeah,
shout out
dude.
to Riverside FM.
Hell
Um,
yeah, son.
got sick of Zoom, so we did some research, and well, Mark did some research, and it's, you know what, it's a much more professional solution at this point. It's a first test drive, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. Um, Sidebar complete. Uh, I feel like a lot of people just are not readers anymore, and if they are
Oh yeah.
readers, they're listening to an audiobook, and I'm guilty of that myself. Um, but it is so refreshing to listen to new ideas like that Marcus Aurelius book that we're reading right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
fun
that too
factoid:
is fucking whew,
Mark and
buddy.
I are undertaking an adventure of
Yeah.
reading a serious book about just either life or philosophy or
Oh yeah,
leadership,
dude.
or once a month. So we're gonna kind of groom him into the way that he's grooming me physically. We're gonna start grooming him mentally too.
Yeah,
So
dude. It's the Bridges We Burn book club.
yeah. That could be
Yeah.
a thing. Anybody that
Yeah,
wants
it's
it to
one
be
of
a
our
thing.
segments that we're deciding to, just put it into place. So
Right. Anybody that would that wants to be part of a book club with the ultra famous Bridges We Burned podcasters. Patreon. Sign up for Patreon. I mean, you could reach out to us at other stuff, but we're not going to listen to you unless you give us money. So
yeah, dude. That's the
it's
only way, dude.
pretty much how the world works these
Yep.
days. um, yeah. Anyways, reading is cool. You should do it more often. Stop watching so much YouTube. Trust me, I am.
Yeah. Also
It's
guilty of
different.
that. So, but yeah, but the reading though, dude, I don't.
It's a nice
Yeah,
break, right?
yeah, dude, it's a really nice break because like
Right.
when I actually give myself like a lunch break while I'm eating my lunch, I'm either listening to it or I don't want to use my phone, so I'm just listening to the audiobook. It's still jaw dropping, right?
Hmm.
Like I have to take a pause of like what I'm physically doing now to
And
listen to
that
the story is
is
fucking amazing.
that's huge, right? That's one of the reasons why reading is so it is so good for you mentally, because you are forced to focus on the thing that you just heard, right?
Yeah.
And it's different when you're not seeing it, right? The
Hmm.
stimuli of seeing it and hearing it and being a part of that video is totally different. Again, because it's taking completely out the recreation of that in your mind or the creation of that in your mind.
Hmm.
When you hear something or read something that's as grotesque as what you were describing earlier, or a plot point that just blows you away, and you stop and you take that in and you have to visually create that whole, like, you go back and you're like, go through all the events and you're making all that stuff back in your mind. um it is it kind of, you lose all the noise that's on the outside, and you're able,
Hmm.
and you focus on just that thing, even if you're not paying attention to it or not. You're able to focus on just that one thing. You're able to just bring the point of your perception to that one thing. And me personally, after really paying attention to my own way working things out, throughout the years, that release, that ability to take all the noise and just channel it into one thing,
Hmm.
whether you know it or not, provides an insane amount of stress relief, for you day to day. And it really helps you rein in, or at least it helps me rein in, all the voices and the noises and all the other kind of crap that goes on. So it's useful in and of itself, especially when you're reading something that's as entertaining as what you're reading, or at least what it sounds like,
Yeah.
that you're really enjoying. So
Yeah. So I think once I finish the book, I'll probably because they did release like a mini series of it off of on Hulu.
mhm.
So I would like to compare it. Like, now I totally understand because growing up I was never into books. I mean, I just had to do it for school just to read, but just
Yeah,
to get it over with. But now I kind of understand. I'll probably understand a little bit more when you have books or movies that were made from novels that are based off of novels, and a lot of the critics are like, well, the fans hate the movie, but they love the book. So
right,
probably, I want to compare it because, Stephen King, like doing the research also, he was, they did like ask him for advice and all that stuff when they were making the series. So he
hmm
got to meet the people that were playing in these roles to kind of guide them into, okay, this is how you get into that mindset of this character and stuff. So
right.
yeah, yeah. And then, as loopy as the main character is, it's fucking James Franco. The loopier the
Mhm.
better, right? So it's
I
James
was gonna say,
Franco.
honestly, I really like James Franco, and
Hmm.
I forget what he was in.
The disaster movie. That was a good
Well, the
movie.
disaster movie was funny. No, but he was in something seriously. What was it? It was it was what's it called? It was a movie with Jason Statham, and he was a like deep southern crack meth boiler cooker
Oh,
distributor. I
yeah,
forget
that's
what it was called. But no,
that
I
was a
mean,
good movie too.
I really like him when he plays more serious roles. I think he does a pretty good job. So
Yeah, so I mean, it should be good. So it's kind of like my reward. Like my reward already is just me being able to dive down and experience this new avenue for me, like
right, right.
reading and all that stuff. But it's also like another plus of like, hey, they made a series of it. So I want to compare and contrast if like what I imagined in my head lives up to whatever, you know, they put on a screen. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting to take that perspective too. Is to actually see the visual medium after you recreate it in your head.
yeah.
That's one that you don't get to do terribly often, I think, unless you're a pretty avid reader, just because, or you're in tune with, what movies are going to be made before, or that are based on books and things along those lines.
Yeah.
I think that the reason that a lot of people kind of lose interest in something as simple as like movie format, as opposed to when you're reading a book, is it's so difficult to capture the nuance of what it is that's actually going on in a book
Yeah.
inside of a film, and let alone to capture it in the way that you kind of digested it in your mind in the first place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, that's a pretty obvious point, but there is such a release when you are able to put yourself full tilt into a world. Like, when you're able to imagine, like, just even as a bystander, being part of a fictional series, it is so freaking cool. It is
Yeah.
so cool to let storytelling be a medium to take you to a different place. And it is something that is incredibly easy to forget that you're able to do, because it takes a while. Like, you don't just pick up a book and start and find a book. For most people, you don't just pick up a book and immediately find one that you're like, this is so interesting. Like, I want to read this
Yeah.
3 times. Like, it's usually, I read a lot of books that I get about halfway through and I'm like, this isn't really for me.
Yeah.
So it's difficult as you progress forward. I think it's more difficult for me because I primarily read nonfiction stuff now,
Yeah.
just because the amount of time that I feel like I'm putting into reading something either fictional or playing a video game or something like that is
Yeah, you
is
could be
almost
learning
wasted.
something. Yeah, yeah. You
Right,
could be,
exactly,
yeah.
and that's especially for me, who's somebody that's as driven by philosophy and the desire to understand the human condition and the desire to really get a grasp on my own morality and my own mortality, and to understand the deeper points of meditation and in non-dual what's the phrase that Sam Harris uses, the non-duality of being, right,
Yeah.
the disconnection between the mind and body. There's like there's so many things that so many people have written about that I am absolutely just an inferior intellect in regards to them, and it is, yeah, it's an adventure in and of itself to just get through that stuff. Let alone find the time to read other stuff,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. Just doing D&D. It's like D&D is 5 hours on a Sunday. But like when you DM, you've got to put in an extra 5 hours. Basically, I would say that that's probably a pretty,
Well, yeah, of course. You have
yeah.
to,
It's an hour of prep to the hour that you play, unless you're really experienced or really good at making shit up off the top of your head. But
yeah.
that's kind of my expectation going in. But even then, it's like 10 hours that's a big chunk of time, which is why
Yeah, that's a huge
once every 2
commitment.
weeks,
Yeah.
So that's like it gives me time to break it up. But it's still a ton of fun. I was like writing the storyline for it. That's another thing too. Writing, which we'll move you into that at a later point.
Ooh.
It sounds
Ooh.
like sandpaper.
Yeah, I had to
That
let
was
go
the
of the lot.
noisiest adjustment of headphones I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, my bad, dude. I mean, I had
Oh,
to
stop.
unleash the beast.
Are
It's the
you
hat. Like,
are you sure that you're recording out of your Yeti?
yes, I am.
Because you moved your headphones there and it made an awful lot of noise, like you were recording out of
Oh,
the microphone on your headset.
no, because this.
Nope.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is, but it's recording through my Yeti.
Maybe it was against your facial hair? I don't know what that noise was. It sounded like you poured a bunch of Pop Rocks on the table. Like, and then but you didn't like pour soda or anything on them. You just like poured them on the table and then you just
And just
left them
going
on the
like
wrapper
this.
and just rubbed your arm across them.
Oh, yeah, no, my bad. No, it was just for some
Sorry,
reason, like
I just
my
ripped
hat.
everyone's ears.
Yeah, but my hat was just I wasn't feeling the hat. It was making my ears uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take it off. I had to lose the hat.
I feel it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like I was saying, writing too. That's another really fun part for me for D&D is that you get to put your storytelling to the test. I was sitting there the other day and I was like, God damn it, I don't know what to do for these guys. I've got to like learn the lore about this world so I can create like a cool plot line for it, and I've got to like come up with creative ways where it's not like, oh, well, this guy told you to go here, and
Hmm.
and now you're there. Well, that guy told you to go there. Like you have to find ways to make the world interactive where they're like
Yeah.
creating ways by which they're gaining information that like
Yeah.
isn't completely obvious but isn't so difficult that you get tired of it, right? Like you want to
Yeah.
feel like you're engaged and like you're making the decisions that are creating these things. So it's very off the cuff, but it's also very like if you can prepare like a baseline for it in advance, really interesting because you get to sit down and write out like scenarios and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, writing is such an amazing process for um, the creative side of my brain. It's just I writing fiction is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining to like build worlds. Um, and at some point or another, I'll take a real shot at it. I think, but like I'm gonna need a couple of years of some D&D experience. I think in order to really take a shot at writing anything serious. But um, yeah, that's another one. That's another one too.
Yeah.
If you're so I started doing this program this week called 40 Days to Personal Revolution. Um, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But like I do these kinds of programs willingly
Yeah.
and voluntarily because I think that like while you may not necessarily gain a ton of wisdom or information from the things that you're going to, there's usually nuggets of wisdom inside of these different
Yeah. That
programs and
is
things like
like
that, like
super
these
insightful.
self-helpy
Yeah.
programs. Well, not even necessarily super insightful. It's just again, I just have a thirst for knowledge in general. So like
Yeah.
I willingly put myself out into situations that are focused on gearing yourself towards bettering
Hmm.
yourself. Um, I do that. I just do that because it's just interesting to be, especially when it's a group environment sort of deal where there's like a bunch of people doing it. Like there's 850 people doing this.
Oh, yo, that is a
Yeah, it's a lot of people, right?
what
That's
kind
what I'm
of
saying.
cult did you get yourself into?
Right,
850
exactly. Well, I
people?
mean, but it's interesting because you get
Jesus.
to have conversations with people that are
Yeah.
that are trying in some way, shape, or form to make an impact on themselves in a positive way, not in I don't really know if they're you make a positive impact in any other way than a positive way, but
Like a
uh,
Ponzi scheme way?
well, no, they're like this program's actually pretty genuine. It's focused more so on, and I really like this perspective. It's focused on yoga and meditation, dietary change, just
Oh,
change of
okay.
mindset. But there's a little bit of spiritual woo woo to it, I think. But we haven't gotten to that.
The
We haven't gotten to that
spiritual,
yet.
the woo woo.
Um,
This
right,
is
the
the
woo woo,
woo
a
woo.
little spiritual woo woo.
Yeah.
Um, but so far it's actually very reasonable as far as it's very secular in the respect that it is focused on yoga and meditation, but
Yeah.
it's not saying um, you need to be one with your chakras and aligned with the moon goddess and all sorts of other crazy nonsense that some of these crystal fallen hippies. I had to watch
You're
my language
mine.
there. um, but like, no, it's very much focused on action,
Yeah.
on creating a system, right? Like this is one of the first things that they did is set up a system that is going to be something that you can put up like on a wall or whatever.
Yeah.
Set up a system that is going to be something that you can visually see, something that you can check off every day and see that you're making progress on it. And um, it doesn't have to be ultra complex, but like for me, it's wake up at 6 a.m., um, do my meditation in the morning, make sure that I get all my stuff straightened out before work, go to work, come home from work, do my meditation, or I'm sorry, do my yoga, prepare all my stuff for the night before. It's a very simple routine, but like do your night routine, brush your teeth, blah, blah, blah. But you're making sure that you're actually knocking off like, oh, I'm doing my skincare routine, or oh, I'm doing my hair routine, or right. You're aiming at all these different pieces, right? So you're setting a schedule for a day, and you're just giving yourself a routine checklist of all these things that you get to do, and it's incredibly helpful. I've found, not this, but I've done this in the past numerous times. It's incredibly helpful when you don't know where to start with something like that that's seemingly small, and just use that as a basis for, what did I do today? Like, I did all these things. Like, it's great. It gives you structure, and it gives you the ability to say, I'm achieving something, and it's tangible, and I can see it right in front of me. It's not some ethereal goal that I'm making up and saying, oh, well, in 3 weeks I'll be here. No, it's something you can do right now, today, and make it an actionable goal, and then feel good about the fact that you did it. So where we're at so far, we're only in week 1, but I agree with everything that they've gone through. So good
which
on,
is really good though.
guys.
Yeah. So
They saw the setup. I came in on the camera, and they're like doing whatever. And at the end of the session, she's like, I love your setup. It's so professional. If you watch this, I forget what her name is. I apologize. Oh, Ryan. That's her name. Yeah, because you're very pretty, Ryan. It's hysterical because that's my little brother's name. So at some point he'll see this too. But yeah, no, she was like, your setup is so professional. I really like it. And I was like, yeah, my buddy and I are trying to start a podcast. And she's like, I knew it. No, you didn't.
yo,
No, you didn't.
yeah, she wanted to spark conversation with you, dude. She's probably like, yo, this guy with the luscious locks.
I was the only dude. There was a breakout session. It was like 14 women and me, which I've found myself in that situation numerous times.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Daddy. Damn.
It's usually in some sort of a book club or something like that, and not anything super extravagant. But
So for the next class, I think that you just need to, start adding a little bit more like feminine touch for like all the ladies to start talking to you through the breakout.
I was like, buddy, my hair is down to my shoulders. There's not a lot more feminine touch. I'm in a yoga meditative, like 40-day retreat sort of a deal right now. Okay, it doesn't. The only thing that I could do that would be more feminine if I literally dipped my body in lavender and lilac on screen.
No, there's one thing that you can do. Test this out. Your next breakout, ask one of those 14 ladies in front of all the other 14 ladies, which is the best pair of Surge Pacer pants from Lululemon would you approve of me wearing? Guarantee you're going to have everybody talking. If it's the paisley one, or if it's the camel one.
It's the paisley one.
Or the pastel colors. Bro, I got you.
I don't understand how to people. I do, but it's frustrating.
Bo Jackson, baby. This was brought to you by Bo Jackson.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's cool. I think it's important to put yourself into situations like that, and the more the older that I get, the more I realize that getting yourself out of your comfort zones in that respect, doing something that seems kind of ludicrous almost, especially when it's geared towards like the end game. The whole point of that is to find something, is to better your existence, right? Like that's the entire point of the exercise in and of itself. So like, yeah, what's the downside of that? Like, don't drink the poison Kool-Aid when you get to the end, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's,
right.
Yeah, but if you can learn all the lessons that are useful out of it and then discard the ones that aren't, I don't see any reason at all.
Yeah, dude, you're picking and pulling.
Like
so
right.
Yeah,
right,
so
right.
I think that's a good thing. Like, the way you were just describing it, like I'm trying to picture it in my head. I'm like, okay, man, this is a cult. Then you were describing like, well, no, it made sense at the end. If I did take all the good things that I learned from it and didn't drink the Kool-Aid at the end, then it'll be a good thing. But at the very end, knowing me, I kind
Just
of want
because
to taste
you
the
join
Kool-Aid.
a cult
So
doesn't mean you have to worship Satan, unless it's a cult that explicitly requires you to worship Satan.
yeah,
In order to get
that's
into the cult, then you've got to worship Satan. But don't join those cults. That's not
yeah,
better for
dude.
you.
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
drink the Kool-Aid.
maybe
Have
it's
a little
better for
sip.
you, but that doesn't
Like,
seem like that's a long term kind of better. Don't join
yeah,
up with
dude.
Satan, folks. That's
Yeah, dude.
all you kiddos out there that are watching this right now. We're a family fucking friendly show.
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
worship Satan.
Yeah. Two things. Do not worship in Satan and do not pay $59.99 to join this cult. So,
Yeah, yeah, $59.99. Oh, yeah, mine was
yeah.
only $100 for 40 days, and I had to buy a book.
Yeah, that's Satan right there, dude. That's as soon as you said those things together, that's
Dude, you got to pay for the knowledge, bro. That's a pretty cheap price to pay for
no.
some
Yeah,
random
that
guy telling you that you could be better, which is exactly what that felt like on the first day. So
I
I got to
mean
read more
Charles
of this book.
Manson, dude,
I got
Charles
to read more
Manson
of this
didn't have
book.
to pay for knowledge.
Shout out to Baptiste Yoga. 40 Days of Personal Revolution. There's so many words on the front of this thing. Read them all. Look at it.
That
There's yoga poses. Oh yeah. Good
wow.
stuff. Yeah, it's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but the
All
front
sorts of
cover
stuff.
needs some updating. That looks like one of
Yeah,
the
it's pretty rough. It's a pretty rough front cover. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
that's
But
what you see at the back of Barnes and Noble. Like,
well, they keep talking about. So this is the little caveat underneath it. It goes, a breakthrough program to radically change your body and awaken the sacred within your soul. Now,
you're
I knew
sacred.
nothing.
You're sacred.
It's, see, there's the culty part. I don't know what a sacred is. I'm assuming that I'm going to find out by the end of this, but could be Satan. Not so sure, but we're going to find out. You never know. You never know
No.
unless you talk to Jim Jones. Okay, so like, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes crazy people are the ones that are like the ones to keep out for. I'm sure people thought Socrates was a fucking bananas nutters when he was walking around, and 2,000 years later, it's like
He's the
I
shit.
would give up 3 people in my immediate vicinity to go back in time, and go. I'm at my parents' house right now, so that's my family. To go back into, I'm kidding. I wouldn't sell them. Maybe Ryan. Back into Ryan and Rickley. I think that's like a sacrifice of at least a person and a half. To just hang out with Socrates. Oh man. Somebody told
Dude,
me this guy 2,000 years ago is smarter than probably 99% of the people that you're rolling around with today. Come on. How many
dude,
people?
I'm been telling you, if he did that, and you probably with the mind that you have now, you probably go back and you're like, this doofus is the smartest person, bro. This motherfucker is so annoying. Let me go back in time. Let me go back to present day and let me
This
admire him.
smelly ass wooden sandal flip flop having motherfucker with his beard longer than his hair. I don't understand what the hell is going on. Like,
Yeah, dude.
he's speaking in goddamn old school Greek. I don't know how to speak old school Greek. This is not a well thought through plan.
Yeah.
I've murdered all the members of my family to some superficial sacrifice to travel through time, and I forgot to ask how I get back.
Oh shit. See, time travel, dude.
Dude,
Fucking
time travel's a
stickler.
bitch. And when I come back,
Yeah.
what's the catch? I come back and it's only been 2 minutes, bro.
Dude, this book, I'm telling you, dude, that's fucking horrible. Man. Like 2 minutes, dude. I'm telling you that his rules that he has for time travel. I'm like, yo, Stephen King, why? Please explain this. Why? Right? So, but other than that, I think it's been pretty eye opening, for the people and the viewers that have been listening. Like, dude, straight up, get yourself a book, get yourself a cult. Do the damn thing.
I was
Because
going to
it's
say,
fucking
get yourself
good.
a cult. That is definitely going to be that. I'm going to change the name of this podcast episode from episode 3 to Get Yourself a Cult, episode 3.
Yeah,
Get yourself a
dude.
Colt. Oh, I can't put in that many words. All right. I will improvise. Get oh, yourself a Colt.
Yeah, there you go.
And then EP. Can I get EP? Nope. Can I get EP? Nope. How about
Just
we just do
typing away,
dash zero
man.
zero? Nope. How about we comma 03? There you go.
There you
We'll
go.
figure it out.
Dude,
Beautiful.
but it's been good, dude. It's so insightful from Stephen King to cults. Man, I think it's the same thing. So,
I mean, what? How is it this? Hold on a second. Hit the brakes. Stephen King and cults are the same thing now, huh?
yeah, he has a cult following. People love Stephen King. This is why I'm still trying to train my brain, dude. You're still talking to Bo Jackson, so
You're still talking to Bo fucking Jackson. Bo motherfucking Jackson. Okay, so, I completely lost my train of thought there. I had something that I was going to say about something, but it just went right out the window. Right out the
yeah, dude.
motherfucking window.
Like
Dude,
this
so
podcast.
you're literally working like what, 75, 80 hours next week?
Yeah, close to. Yeah.
This dude's schedule, his Monday, he works from 2 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh, that no, that's Tuesday. That's
No,
Tuesday.
that was Monday, bro. You need to look at your schedule again. You had 3 shifts on
Oh
Monday.
shit. Oh no, 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 that's Tuesday because I start Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday's the big day. I was looking at it. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's the triple shift. Bro, bro, don't
I think
test me, son.
I think you're wrong about your schedule, but oh
Look at
no, it's
it.
definitely
Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
Tuesday, bro.
Shit. Well, at least he knows.
Dude, if I didn't
Whatever.
know, I'd
It's
be so
still
fired.
2 a.m. to yeah, that would be bad. What do you got going on that you're working that much? Is that like a big event?
No, we just have an in-house group that's really picky. So,
Lame. I was hoping that shit was coming back.
yeah.
Yeah, it feels like stuff is coming back. The parking lot at the Summerlin Center for yoga is so full now. It's starting to get real, real lame. Like all the people, all of you people that are still inside and not going out because of COVID. Not saying that COVID's not real, but because the reason of COVID, just stay indoors. Don't come back out when everything opens back up. Because if
Right?
this is what 50% looks like, we have way too many goddamn people on this planet. I have been spoiled so badly this last year while everyone has been fearing and running indoors as I've been going out and about and doing all the normal things that I do. It has been brilliant. All of the parking lots are like 25% capacity. There was a point where like those 9 months of COVID, which were really, bad globally and for a lot of other reasons, the traffic was amazing.
Yeah,
There was no
dude.
one on the road. No one. And for somebody that's got to drive to work 30 minutes every day, that cut my commute time nearly in half. It was 30 minutes a day worth the amount of people that passed away from COVID? No, probably not. But, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and you got to find the bright side in everything. And if millions of people are going to die, at least the traffic was good for the rest of us. So,
Right?
as morbid as that sounds,
All right, guys.
I
I think
tried
that's
to
a
I tried
really great way to
I
end
tried
the
to turn that I
podcast.
tried to turn that around, everyone, but it didn't work so well. It's late. It's a late podcast recording, and I get loopier and loopier as time goes on. I
There
just
you go,
realized that
dude.
I didn't mention Johnny Walker Blue Label in this episode at all, and I feel like I need to do that at least once an episode so that eventually they become a sponsor because I really want them to just give me bottles of alcohol. So you
Yeah.
guys should buy Johnny Walker Blue Label and then send it to me. Or if someone knows a rep at Johnny Walker, we're going to blow up 3-4 years. So, you might as well just stock up now and just start sending shit down.
Yeah, dude.
Send it down the way because, who's 4 years from now, if I mention Johnny Walker Blue in every goddamn podcast that we do, you can bet that we're going to have some followers
Right,
that are about the
dude.
Johnny Blue. They come and listen to us talk about random books and watch me drink expensive scotch. That's it. That's all. That's all we're doing. There might be a
Right?
topless portion at one point, but you got to give us like another 6 months. We got to get our summer bodies in
Well,
order.
just whatever the camera captures from this point on, we're good. You know, that's what we can work on.
I'm just gonna move my camera back, and that way you can see everything.
Oh, daddy.
Don't make that face. Don't make that face. Like, I don't want to see those rolls on camera. Don't make that goddamn. You son of a bitch.
Johnny Blue, please sponsor us. Please sponsor
Yep,
us. Johnny
seriously,
Blue.
that's the entire point of this whole message. Is to let him distract me with Johnny Walker Blue sponsoring this. Son
Right?
of a bitch.
All right. But dude, I think it's been a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I think it's time to wrap it up as before Mart start tooting his own horn even more than he already has. Or literally tooting his horn on camera. Trust me, you do not want to see that. He's got a number of different porn subscriptions, dude. Look at those beefy sausage fingers. Don't tell people.
No,
He doesn't want people to know, but
Episode-
it's shame.
dude, episode 69. You gotta wait for it, dude.
Episode
You gotta
69.
wait
Bro,
for it.
69? I can't wait that long to reveal all your deep and dark secrets.
Okay. Episode 24.
Episode
Does it-
24.
Yes. That's the
Alright.
day that we went to the
Episode
aliens.
24. For everyone that's a Patreon subscriber, we're gonna list off all of the passwords and usernames for all of Mark's various subscription based services, and then we're gonna provide access to the public with all of those. Don't tell the websites though, because they might get mad about that. What's that face that you're making right? Is that not a great? I think it's a great idea.
No, we're only gonna give it to 3 guests, 3 subscribers. Fuck that.
Okay.
Else. What the? Oh my goodness.
You have to be the ultra platinum Patreon member. We'll come up with a tier system. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It's gonna be great.
Right? Dude, but it's been a good time.
Bye,
Have a
friends.
good times.
Hey, see you later. Don't go burning too many bridges.
All right, dude, burn as many as you want. Tell us about
was
it.
gonna
Just
say,
don't put us
yeah.
in the news.
It's like as long as your arson is not involving our names, burn it down, bro. Burn it down.
Bo
It's the only
Jackson.
way you're gonna learn.
Use the name
It's the
Bo
only-
Jackson.
You can't learn how to
There you go.
build the bridge until you get rid of the one that you're standing on. Right?
Yep.
Right, Mark?
Dude.
Amen.
Amen. Have a good night, guys.
Call me Jesus.
All right.
No, do it before I'm not stopping this recording until you do it.
All right, Jesus. Jesus.
That's
I did it in both.